Hey everyone, this is the second video in a two-part fishbowl review. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you check out part 1 before continuing. Click the little eye notification icon in the upper right corner to watch part 1, and then come back for this part. You still here? Well then let's get on with part 2! Okay, so while looking through the instruction manual, I noticed this nice little diagram of a Wii remote pointing out where all the buttons are, except the B button. This makes sense, as the B button is on the back of the Wii remote. The B button is pointed out right here on the second diagram, which for some odd reason is also the front of the Wii remote. Why? Why not have the second diagram be the back of the Wii remote? If you were too lazy to draw another diagram, why bother with the copy at all? You could have just as easily have pointed to the B button on the first diagram if you weren't going to draw the back in the first place. Oh, sweet catharsis.
Well, as much as I want Lvlet to kill everyone, I really can't take him seriously with that stupid hat on. Also, why is Lvlet even here right now? Shouldn't he be off taking over the world or something? What is on this island that he could possibly still care about? And for some reason I'll never understand, Lvlet makes it rain on the island and then that's it. He just kind of teleports away. He doesn't destroy the town again, he doesn't hurt anyone in it, he just makes the sky all cloudy and then leaves. So I have a question. If the magic hat can generate water, why are they just keeping it here and not using it? Shouldn't they be traveling around the world and ending all the clean water supply problems? Well, this rain is just too much for these cats, and your father tells you that the town hobo, Clara, knows about the mystical Apollo flower that can stop the rain. Yes, because a hobo is surely the best person to consult about this. She says that the flower grows on a small island off the Dolphin Coast. Apparently, it's not raining here at Dolphin Coast, even though it's supposed to be raining over the entire island. You use the call action here at the shore to go to the island, and the flower is just right there, no exploration necessary. The sky clears up and the rain is over. Your father tells you that Lvlet may destroy the entire world, so you must seek out the wizard mentioned earlier. Okay. So the adults, who all said that they'd handle Lvlet, haven't done a goddamn thing, and suddenly your father wants you to go find the wizard? Why isn't Ada or someone more capable going? Probably because they're a bunch of lazy assholes. Okay, well it's off to Tail Heights again to find the wizard. Just gotta navigate these stupid fucking ledges again on a wacky fucking lake. And finally, we are going on a real adventure. Psych. Toby here wants us to go back to town to get cough medicine because he and his wife Daisy have caught this horrible code. Toby, is that your wife here? You two live in different houses? Right next door to each other? Now, I'm no psychiatrist, but it sounds like the two of you are having some marital troubles to me. Of course, you didn't think we'd just get the medicine from town now, did you? No, we have to go back to Lappy Lake to get the ingredients. So we briefly get to trek across this new area, and admittedly the gameplay does become more enjoyable here. Now, not to say that's any fun, because the controls are still garbage, but by comparison to all the fetch quests we've done in the game, getting to freely explore an area feels really refreshing. Soon enough, we come across this stupid-looking door, and on the other side lies the great wizard Theophilus. But if you think we can just open this door without doing some tedious side quests first, then you clearly haven't been paying any attention to this game. You see, the gates here are operated mechanically by this windmill, which won't turn because of the briars that have grown all over it. And for some reason, this asshole, who's supposed to keep the windmill in good shape, hasn't bothered to cut any of the briars down. He also has this delusion which makes him think that the only thing that can remove these briars are a certain kind of insect. I guess shears are just a little too mainstream for him? So we need to find the bugs, and you know what that means? Back to Warren at the Dolphin fucking Coast. Oh, but guess where you find the insects? Well, back at the fucking Tail Heights, of course! Let's just go back to the place we just fucking were a few minutes ago. Why couldn't the fucking gatekeeper have told us about where to get these insects? Why do we need to go all the way back to Warren at the fucking Dolphin Coast first? Finally, here we are at the Sky Heights. It's the Professor of Magic himself, in the flesh, and wearing the gayest glasses I've ever seen. Wait a second. Where's the path to the windmill? How the hell did we get over here? There's just like this cliff on the other side of this door. Theophilus tells us that Ivlet damaged the bridge that goes over the poisonous pond here, and he's much too busy right now to fix the bridge. So, by sniffing, you can find a path through the bog that winds around and around. But this path is tedious, and you move so slowly while sniffing that it's really just easier to run right through it. Help! I've been poisoned! We just gotta navigate this maze and... What the fuck, Theophilus? I thought you said you were busy. You were busy just standing there. And don't give me some bullshit about how it would take too long to rebuild the bridge, because he actually manages to fix this bridge during our conversation. In like an instant, like just poof, it's back. So, I'm assuming that Theophilus here is some kind of sadistic asshole who really enjoys watching other cats poison themselves to death on his pond. Theo here tells us that the evil half of the magic hat is consuming Lvlet, and that soon Lvlet will be nothing but pure evil. He will destroy everything aside from himself? The mountains, the sea, the stars, the planets, and the sun? Hold on. If Lvlet destroys everything, how would he breathe? Wouldn't he just be floating around in the now empty vacuum of space? Wouldn't he be indirectly destroying himself then, since, you know, he'd be unable to breathe? Does destroying everything except for himself include destroying the magic hat? While we're on the topic of the magic hat, why did you make it have an evil half in the first place, Theophilus? Wouldn't the world have been better off if the hat was just good and not half evil? Did you intentionally make it evil to hurt people? Well, I mean, you know, considering the fact that you did just stand there and watch me suffer in a poisonous bog, I wouldn't put that past you. I love how Theophilus makes this comment about how entrusting Poop Dick's family with the magic hat was the right choice, considering that Poop Dick is the entire reason that any of this mess even happened in the first place. Well, anyway, in order to defeat Lvlet, we need to make an item called the Magic Shield. To get the magic shield, we need to find 3 pure elements in the world. The water crystal, the earth crystal, and the ice crystal. Now where have I seen this before? The first crystal is located on Moonlith Island, and we can hitch a ride with this pirate here. Oh no we can't. First we need to get lighthouse fuel. Natasha dear, I think the lighthouse needs a little more than fuel right now. Natasha says that Sai has lighthouse fuel. Well, why the fuck would Sai have lighthouse fuel? So Sai here says that he has lighthouse fuel, but he won't give it to you unless you catch him a swordfish dinner first.
Sai, what the actual fuck? Okay, the previous 2 times you wanted food, I could understand it. I was asking for your deceased father's pattern once, and the second time I was asking to learn about calling for some reason. But this time, Sai, it's different. Lvlet is about to destroy the fucking universe, and I need that fucking lighthouse fuel in order to get to the fucking spiritual stone to open the fucking Temple of Time and get the fucking Master Shield. The fate of every fucking person you've ever met, as well as your own fucking life, rests on me getting to that fucking island and getting the fucking stone, because no other person on this fucking planet seems to give a flying fuck about the impending doom. And you think now's a good fucking time to force me to get you more free fucking food? You know what? Fuck you. Fuck this stupid game. I wish there's a way I could just say fuck it to all of you and watch Lvlet destroy the world, because I want all these assholes to die horrible deaths. Sai's a fucking freeloading piece of shit. Theophilus is a fucking sadistic sociopath. My god, we haven't even gotten to why I hate Charles so much yet.
Alright, whatever. Sai says we need to catch swordfish at Dolphin Coast. Except that you don't get it at Dolphin Coast. Because try as long as you want, you will never get a swordfish here at this dock on Dolphin Coast. Do you know why? Because this game actually fucking lies to you and tells you the wrong place to get the swordfish! So, you actually need to go to this tiny island where you got the flower to end the rain earlier to get the swordfish. Nothing in this game ever indicates to you that you need to go to this island, and to be perfectly honest, I had forgotten that this island even existed by this point in the game. Here's your fucking swordfish, Sai. Now please slit your own fucking throat with it. The lighthouse magically fixes itself at the sight of lighthouse fuel, and we are finally off to save the world. God, the music on this island sounds awful. Is it farting? Noel here guards the water crystal and informs us that the island has been cursed by Lvlet to be night forever, probably because that's what Ganondorf did, and Wind Waker in this game couldn't help but steal as much from Zelda as possible. This curse honestly doesn't sound too terrible to me, but whatever. To remove the curse, we need to find a magic mirror hidden somewhere on this island. Noel says he can't find it himself, so let's get looking. That was it? That's all there was to it? Noel, did you even try to find the mirror? No, of course not. No one in this game tries anything. Noel lets us into the bubble cave to get the water crystal, and this cave is kind of a joke. That said, it's really not that bad, especially when compared to the rest of the game. I mean, yeah, the bats are a little obnoxious, but honestly, bats are kind of obnoxious in every game. And other than that, it's really just dodge some snakes and some alligators, same as we've been saying throughout the entire game, and make our way through the cave. There's a paw print path to follow while sniffing, but it's not really necessary since the cave is so small. It wouldn't even be that hard to find the crystal without the path. There it is. Alright, now onto the Earth Crystal. So now we need to find the Inferno Cave, which is located within the Crystal Cavern, which is in Whiskered Woods. And it's really not that hard to find either. Wait, there's a village here? In the cave? You live here? Well, this creepy cave dweller says that we need brass wire and Komodo dragon skin in order to make the flame retardant suit and go through the Inferno Cavern. Alright, let's just rip his fucking skin off. The wire is also found back in the Crystal Cavern, so it really doesn't take that long to get. Alright, we've got the parts, equip the suit. Let's go into the Inferno Cavern and find the Earth Crystal. Inside the Inferno Cavern, we get what's genuinely not a bad game mechanic here of managing our temperature. You need to drink water from these different springs in order to keep yourself from getting heat stroke. It's simple and easy, but at least the game is trying to be fun now. And otherwise, just like the first game, follow the path, avoid the annoying bats, God fucking damn it, and get to the crystal. How did the trees grow in here? There's no sunlight in this cave. And that's it. Alright, time to get the third crystal and make the shield. So now we're back to Crystal Cave, but this time to find the polar fields. This guy here tells us we'll freeze to death without warm clothing. Luckily, he'll give us the warm clothing, but not for free. No, he wants a coconut first. How about you just give me the warm clothing because you're a decent person, the world's in danger, and I need to get to the polar fields in order to save the world? No? Okay, free food it is. So we go back to Dolphin Coast in order to get the coconut from this tree. As soon as you get here, they actually just show you the solution to the puzzle. Like, they need to throw the rock into the tree in this cutscene. Couldn't possibly let the player think for themselves for even a minute now, could we? One thing that's confusing here, though, is that you can only get coconuts from this one specific tree. The rock will just pass through all the others. Now that we have the coconut, we can get the warm clothes. They look awful, but whatever. The polar fields is the exact same thing as the Inferno Cavern, but with hot springs now to keep you warm out here in the cold. It's even simpler though, because unlike the previous two crystals, which were in mazes, this one's just sitting at the end of a linear path. Oh well, the last three quests were admittedly rather tolerable, especially compared to the rest of the game. If only the whole game were like this, not about tediously doing chores. Now we can finally make the magic shield and take on Lvlet. Oh, and we also get 4,000 gold for doing all this. Before we can save the world, we need to find Theophilus' younger brother, Bartholomew, to help us. On my way out of Sky Heights, I managed to fall off this portion of the bridge and into the poison swamp. So wait a second, how come I can walk off the edge here into the danger, but not here in the goddamn Lappy Lake where I actually want to walk off the edge? So we get to head through Jade Fields now to a new area called Lonesome Park, where Lvlet shows up, makes a few tornadoes, and then leaves. You know, Lvlet, if you were trying to stop this cat, you could blast some of those fireballs from earlier at him. Just a thought. The draw distance for these tornadoes is absolutely terrible, but luckily they aren't all that hard to dodge. You then enter this new area and just listen to the music. This song is so incredibly awful that I'm actually impressed. We meet Bruce here, who has impressively managed to take the cake for the worst outfit imaginable. And considering that this game is filled to the brim with characters wearing awful outfits, that's really an accomplishment. Bruce tells us that a long time ago, Bartholomew sealed away the tornadoes with the anti-tornado ring. Well, that's an oddly specific ring, don't you think? Bruce says that Bartholomew headed off towards Gongoro Peak 10 years ago and hasn't been seen since. Well, if he's on top of the mountain for the last 10 years with no food or water, he's probably dead. But we set out exploring this area with the awful music, and we come across what's left of Bartholomew. Yup, he's dead. Told you. Oh no, apparently he just turned himself into a rock so that he could study the rocks here. You know, I think there's an easier way to study rocks, but whatever. Barty says to us that we need to get rid of the tornadoes and helps us come up with a foolproof plan to do so. What is his plan? You ready for this? Well, you see, the plan is really quite simple. All you have to do to stop a tornado is throw a rock into it, and then poof, it's gone. No, really, that's perfect logic. I don't know why I never thought of that before. Apparently it actually works. What's really confusing here is that you can only pick up specific rocks. Like, am I crazy or something? That really looks like you just pick it up. Also, if you do manage to get caught by a tornado, there's this oddly dark death animation that plays. Like, ooh, that's not what I expected from this kid's game. The piss poor draw distance makes it kind kinda hard to find where the whirlwinds are sometimes, and there's no animation of them being destroyed. You just kinda hit them with a rock and the screen just dips to black and it's gone. And also, I totally forgot to catch this while recording this area, and I really don't want to play through this game again or to get footage of this, but the tornadoes here don't seem to affect this lion at all. After destroying the tornadoes, you get this awful victory music. And the two wizard brothers tell you that it's now time to face Lvlet one-on-one, because it's not like these assholes are going to help at all. But before we do that, there are 3 side quests I would like to cover. The first is the zoo quest. All the animals in the zoo have escaped, and you can only bring them back by beating them at a minigame. The minigames all use motion controls, and they're all incredibly unresponsive, even by shovelware Wii standards. The only one that I find particularly noteworthy is the flag race, and that's solely because of this. The cat can climb up and down ledges in this minigame. Not in the actual gameplay, but in this stupid minigame. All the minigames are also 2-player, but I don't know why anyone would ever bother to play these multiplayer. They're all awful, and even if this was the only game you ever bought on the Wii came with Wii Sports. And as bad as Wii Sports is, it's a million times more functional than any of these minigames. The second side quest is about our dear friend Charles here. You see, Charles apparently lied to his friends over at the Fish Studies group about catching the super rare fish called the golden angler. Now all his friends want to see it, and Charles has backed himself into a corner. So instead of going out and catching this angler himself, he wants you to do it because he's a lazy asshole. He says that the angler can only be found in the polar fields. So, you think it'd be in this fishing pond right here, right? No. Just like with the swordfish that Sai wanted, it's actually impossible to get the fish you need here where the game tells you to get it. What you're actually supposed to do is go up to this wall, at which point Beat prompts you that this wall can be melted with the warmstone. Then you need to go all the way back to Whisker Woods to heat up the warmstone again, and then return here to the polar fields to melt this wall, granting us access to this hidden fishing dock. At the very least, it's still in polar fields, so I guess it's a step up from the island from before. Now, if you thought that was stupid, you haven't seen anything yet. Do you remember how bad the fishing controls were? You'll have to work with them here. A lot. You know why? Because the golden angler spawns randomly. It comes down to luck, whether or not you catch this fish. Does this sound bad yet? Well, let me put this into perspective for you. The first time I tried this quest, I was sitting here waving my arm up and down like an idiot, trying to catch this angler for 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's right, not an exaggeration. I was here for nearly an hour and a half trying to catch a single fucking fish. And let me tell you, my arm was quite tired after this. How do they expect kids to get this? If there's that low of a chance of spawning, don't you think a kid would give up after maybe 10 minutes and think, well, it's not here, maybe there's another hidden wall I can melt? Your reward for this quest is 1,000 gold, which I'll never use because there's nothing worth buying. I finished this game with 24,778 gold. Fuck you for wasting my time, Charles. The last of these side quests is with Maria over in the Jade Fields. She's a Sunavore and needs help catching fish this study because apparently she sucks at catching fish. Maria, I think you might be in the wrong line of work here. So Maria gives us a list of fish to catch and I head over to catch one. I got the first one for her and then she proceeds to list out every single other fish that I still need to get her one by one. And something tells me that when I only need 1 or 2 more fish to finish this side quest, it'll be about as hard to get as the golden angler was. And I guarantee my reward for this quest is just money, so I'm just gonna skip it. Okay, Lvlet, thy time has come. Prepare to meet thy maker. I'm ready. Let's go. What the fuck? Are we in a Final Fantasy game right now? What? There's a fucking dragon? Where'd that come from? Why can the magic hat create demonic dragons? Is it just me, or does this dragon look like its parents were related? Just look at those eyes! Oh boy. I think I finally found something that looks dumber than Sonic the Werehog. The wizards create this magic shield which keeps Ivlet from putting the hat on, and will also provide us with protection as we fight against him and his dragon. Okay, I gotta admit, giving the boss upside down hearts is actually kinda clever. But you know what's not clever? The way you beat the dragon. You throw rocks at it. Couldn't have her create a boss battle now, could we? Though I guess if these rocks could destroy a tornado, they could probably do some serious harm to a dragon. Alright, dragons down, now on to Lvlet himself. I'm kind of annoyed that's just the same boss music from earlier. I mean, it's an awful piece of music, and it's completely unfitting for the tone of this final battle. Also, this battle's total bullshit because Lvlet can just hit you even when you're inside the magic shields, despite Lvlet clearly not being able to penetrate the magic shields in the cutscene earlier. Why did we have to waste our time making the magic shields in the first place? The shield's completely useless when he's attacking. If anything, we should have had to use those elements to create a magic sword to take down Lvlet, but I guess that would have been way too obvious what they're ripping off then. Also, would it have killed the devs to add some kind of targeting system? It's so fucking hard to keep track of Lvlet as he swoops all over the battlefield. You fight Lvlet by hitting him with rocks and then meowing at him. How does a meow hurt him? Look, I know we established earlier that Lvlet's kinda pathetic, excluding that one scene in the opening. This is ridiculous. You can just hit him with another rock when he's stunned from the meow. This isn't even a challenge because you can just combo him. After this pathetic battle, that awful music finally ends and Lvlet is defeated. This new, super obviously Zelda ripoff music kicks in, and holy shit! A fucking black hole appears and absorbs Lvlet? Well, that's really fucking dark. And so, the heroes celebrate their success. Beat says that he must return to the hat forever in order to prevent it from being used for evil ever again. Yeah, because that totally worked the first time, Beat. I love how there's this whole dramatic goodbye scene. Like, Beat's just going back into the magic hat, which sits in Poop Dick's house. It's not like he'll be that far away. But I think everyone knows that the real reason this scene exists is because the companions always leave at the end of every Zelda game. Why don't those wizards just destroy the hat? Do they really trust this stupid cat to keep the hat safe? He's the one who almost destroyed the entire world in the first place. Well, Poop Dick returns home, somehow running to his parents from the wrong direction. That's Dolphin fucking Coast over there, not Tail Heights and Lappy Lake. Why were your parents so sad? You've been gone this whole game and they didn't care at all. They didn't bother to show up when you were arrested. And this ending music is so bad as Arvin congratulates you on fixing your mistakes, which would have been, by the way, a much more impactful scene had the player actually been responsible for giving Lvlet the hat in the first place instead of the stupid cat, but I already addressed that in great detail in part 1. Poop Dick dons the magic hat, and oh my god, he looks even more ridiculous than Lvlet wearing it, and the game finally comes to a close. Why does this credits music sound like something out of medieval Europe? Well, it's been a journey. We are finished. This game is terrible. I can't stand how it lies to you about the kind of game it is on the back of the fucking box. And you know why they did that? Because the makers of this game knew that this game was nothing more than a lazy ripoff of The Legend of Zelda. That's why this game has the Petz name on it, because that was the only way to get anyone to buy this shit. Scamming some poor child and some innocent clueless parent out of $50. A child-friendly adventure game themed around dogs and cats really isn't a bad idea, but this was just executed horribly. Right from the start, it was a mess when they couldn't even figure out how to set up a simple analog stick control scheme. And from there on out, it was just a tedious, lazy, and downright stupid attempt to make a couple bucks. I know that someone is going to claim in the comments that this is justifiable because this is just a kid's game and it probably had a low budget, but I really can't make myself agree with that. Scooby-Doo 900 Frights was a low-budget kids game, and they still had some decent level design there despite the guaranteed success of using a big-name franchise. The first Sly Cooper game had a fairly low budget. It also had one of the best art directions I've ever seen, as well as probably the greatest level design I've ever encountered in a platformer. I'm pretty sure Minecraft had no budget when it started out. I can let budget excuse the graphics, but just the sheer tediousness of the game, the dumb control scheme, the way it lies to you, budget doesn't excuse that. And something being for kids should never be an excuse for why the creators can be lazy while making it. I hate the mindset of, oh, it's for kids, we don't need to try that hard, that's so often used by media creators today. Kids are more intelligent than they give them credit for, and they really deserve something better than a mess like this. I played through this game about 7 or 8 times in the last 2 years, and I really hope I never have to touch it again. I wouldn't call this the worst game I ever played, but with its odd premise and strange tone shifts, this is definitely the most bizarre game I've ever played, and certainly aggravates me more than some other games I've played. Now, the Dog Island, on the other hand, that's another story.